So thank you and welcome you all to the session. So customer acquisition versus customer retention, where to spend your money. Clearly, I think we all understand it's not a either or, particularly when you're a small D2C company, you start out, you spend some money on advertising, get your brand be known on Google, Meta, on Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, whatever works for you. Start getting some early customers. You start growing. You see some repeat purchase, but soon, a year or two down the road, you realize that you have repeat customer. Some of them are supporting your brand through reviews, through word of mouth. Not all of which can be tracked, of course. And then you are still spending on marketplaces, you are spending on social media, you are spending on Google, and at early stage, clearly, and particularly in this funding winter, cash flow, conserving cash is important, and I think all brands need to figure out, are they doing the optimal job of customer acquisition versus retention, and within customer acquisition, are they spending in the right places, are they able to track it all in a reasonable manner to know that they're taking right decision. Eventually, sure, there is always a bit of a gut feel that comes in on where you think you're getting more bang for the buck, but it all depends, of course, on the scale your brand has reached. It depends on category you are in, whether customers buy your product once in 5 years or once in 3 months, and accordingly, your decision in terms of where you can see repeat purchase happening versus mostly relying on fresh purchase, how that will go. And so to help us with that, we have our esteemed panelists. They're all run their D2C brands in fashion, in healthcare, and so forth. So all they have brand.coms, they have marketplaces, often Myntra. I understand Harsh also has a sizable offline presence, each with its own CAC, each with its own nuances. So what I will do is I'll just go around the panel and ask them to give a perspective of their journey as they scaled up their brand. How have their CAC, their customer acquisition focus versus retention focus, how has that evolved? So let's start with Harsh.
Hello everyone. I can see a few people yawning, so I promise I won't bore you all. So I am Harshwardhan, I'm the founder of Chappers. We try to take Indian craftsmanship global, predominantly the Kolhapuri chappal global. And my journey started when I wore a pair of flip-flops to my college traditional day under my kurta. And my brother told me that I'm a fashion disaster. He gave me his worn-out Kolhapuri chappals that day, and I've never looked back. Today, we are a team of 25 people, 25 committed people, and we churn out around 20,000 pairs of custom footwear per year, and we've got a client base of around 50,000 customers, including people like Sachin Tendulkar, Raj Thakre, MS Dhoni, and likes of these people. So initially regarding customer acquisition, initially when we started, we didn't have any money, so there was no question of customer acquisition cost, but it was always about putting the right product on the right platform so that people would come and buy. We've got stores. We don't have a big online presence, but we are predominantly a D2C offline brand. Now that we have a sizable 50,000 client base, it is more about retention. We, for example, we give people free service with their footwear, or we give free goodies on their birthdays. So CAC for us is first of all our store rents, then advertising. So our CAC is very different to the online world, and I feel let's explore through this session what other guys have to say.
Hi everyone. Hello. Yeah. Hi everyone. Myself Abhishek. I'm co-founder of brand called Innersense. We are India's first healthy organic cotton lingerie brand. So I can say I'm on a mission: be sustainable and wear sustainable. We work with all sustainable fibers. Try to work with as much as possible, but whatever comes in the Innersense is from the sustainable textile. So till now we have already catered to more than like 400,000 customers till now, and happy to say that we have 35% repeat ratio, and on an average, whether it is marketplace or our own website, we are getting 35% as a repeat clientele and the 65 as a new clientele. So obviously, like my data also shows that we are not toward one thing, like either acquire customer or just retain it. So we play a balanced role in between both. So we do nearby 70% of investment in the acquisition and 30% for the retention. The major money goes in the acquisition is your lifestyle shoot, your campaigns on Facebook, Google, and many other. Whereas for the retention, the money requirement is very less. You get loyal customers. Your customer become your marketer over there. So retention is very good because it gives us a direction, or it gives us an idea that how much sales we are going to do in the next coming months. Whereas the acquisition is very good when we want the business to grow for the certain months, or we can say like till you have the money in the bank, like where you can afford to lose something, you should go for acquisition. But again, this is depend on business to business. For us, for the acquisition, we started with our own website. We gone very big on the marketing and all that. But slowly we realized that we always wanted to be profitable, and we are profitable. So we reduce our spend in the acquisition on our own website. We increase retention over there. And for the marketplaces, obviously, like you can't invest so much in the acquisition on the marketplaces other than Amazon and all that. So we are doing pretty good on the Myntra, Amazon, FirstCry, and our policy towards there is the retention only. For the retention of the customer, we do have loyalty program. We do add few, I can't say goodies, but like a kind of catalog, some messages for the customer in our packaging, which is a very good and very economical retention policy from our side. And yes, in last but not least, I will say retention and acquisitions are like two wheels of a bicycle. If either of one is fails, you can't ride it. So you need to find out your own what exactly the percentage you need to devote to which direction.
Great. So just a quick question, Abhishek. So if you sell so much more on your marketplaces, what type of information do you really get back to drive retention activities?
Usually, for our product, hello. Yeah, for our product, we do get the T+1 information. Like after the day we say, like for today's sale, we can get the data by tomorrow, thanks to the Myntra and Amazon and all that. But we try to, because we have the customer address also. We have given the coupons in our packaging and all that for Myntra only. So we target that like that customer will be returning back to us after 30 days only, not before that. For the Amazon also, we use that policy only. For our own website, that is then like normal. For our own website, more than our activity, our product does the wonders, because we saw many orders. Like let us say, for an example, on 10th we receive an order, and on 20th 10th we receive an order of 1 piece. On 20th we receive from the same customer we receive an order of three pieces. So that is the retention for us, which product is doing. Yeah, one more thing for the acquisition, what we did different from the other, instead of investing the money in the marketing, we being a lingerie industry where like a lot of SKU, lot of sizes are involved in it. So in many of the SKU, we have gone to till 28 sizes. Usual market makes a 10 to 12 sizes, but this investment we consider as for the new customer acquisition. So that is the one thing what we do. And that works for more e-commerce also in our own website.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. Yeah, hi everyone. This is Ashwini, founder and CEO of Dennison. So Dennison is primarily a workwear brand, and we try to focus on three parts. One is functionality, sustainability, and affordability. We are trying to We are trying to take all these three together. And when we talk about sustainability, sometimes affordability versus sustainability doesn't match, because whenever we talk about sustainable products, we think about expensive and everything. So this is where we are trying to crack it down. Whatever you get in sustainable products in India on marketplaces or anywhere, it comes down to somewhere around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees on an average, where we are selling it from like 1,300 to 1,400 and closing it around at 2,300 rupees. And we are doing it exclusively in hemp. And we are making products out of hemp, bamboo, aloe vera. And the good part of our side is, like, which nobody other claims, is We use all certified fabrics, which is global organic textile standard fabrics. All are ESO-free, and even the factories which uses both sides, we don't take those factories for the doing the drainage and the fabric and making of these fabrics. So these are only certified for doing ESO-free. Otherwise, whatever like people are claiming about bamboo, aloe vera, antibacterial, the effectiveness goes out of it. So this is what we keep in mind. And in terms of functionality, we do auto fit waist, 360 stretch trousers, stretchable fabrics, then anti-stain, quick dry, trying to make it a low maintenance and using less detergents and all, again trying to focus on the sustainability part. And obviously, being affordable, we do everyday life apparels also. And it's a 35-year-old brand. It started by my father. I'm a second generation. And trying to go slowly and making a small impact in the industry.
Hello. Hi, my name is Akash. I'm the co-founder of a brand called Plix. We are a healthcare and personal care company. We're a D2C brand operating since the past 5 years. Plix is all about clean, plant-based health and wellness products. We pretty much focus in two main categories. One is weight management, the other is beauty. And around 99% of our revenue comes online. Two thoughts on acquisition retention. I think, as somebody rightly said, it's like a bicycle. There is no retention without acquisition, and vice versa. I think one piece of advice is you have to be extremely practical about which category you operate in and what the frequency of consumption is. I think we are past, we're in 2023, we're past the point where you can endlessly acquire customers at any cost and burn money. And I think for that practical reason, it's very important to know who your customer is, to know what limits you have on CAC. And I think one thing you should not distinguish is where you are acquiring your customer online. Because a customer today is browsing Instagram, browsing LinkedIn, scrolling Facebook, but is buying on Flipkart, buying on Myntra, buying on Amazon. So the way to look at it, the way we look at it is very omni-channel, and we look at it in a manner where you don't necessarily have to look at CAC from where your customer is transacting. Rather, you have to be cognizant that a customer is going to transact wherever they feel and wherever they wish to. And therefore, one of the key levers at Plix of how we brought down CAC is to be as distributed as possible online. You'll be surprised that somebody wants to buy a personal care product on Myntra, buy a health and wellness product on Cred, and so on. So I think the idea of how the restrictions we set when we run a business, when we set a go-to-market strategy or any sort of assumptions we have about where a customer is willing or may transact, I think all of those assumptions have to be thrown out the door. The internet is super agile and very vast. People are spending time engaging on different apps, which may be the place where they're transacting. So I think acquisition from a very high level, look at it very broadly, be very well distributed. It definitely brings down CAC. It's done the same for us. The game with retention, what we've learned is retention only works when you have a product where there's a frequency to purchase. And when there's a high frequency to purchase, retention works wonders. Nudges like offering cashback, offering loyalty programs, offering some sort of discount, which is not necessarily a cash discount up front, but something that allows them to, that motivates them to come back at any future point. That's helped us drive retention numbers significantly. But again, I think the key takeaway from me is you have to be very realistic. Customers aren't there forever. They have change of mind, they have change of habits, change of lifestyle. So you have to be very cognizant of how long you expect a customer to really transact with you. And looking at retention cohorts is a very critical mathematical way to really come to a judgment on that. And that's what we do. We are very clear that customers don't buy health supplements forever. They don't apply the same face wash forever. And we look at it very practically that if my cohort says that customers are ripe to transact for the next 4 to 6 months, all of our retention spends, all of our acquisition spends happens within that period, and then we let that customer go away. Because the incremental ROI on trying to salvage your whole customer base just isn't there anymore. And everybody knows WhatsApp marketing and all other forms of marketing, which used to be practically free, let alone even email marketing. It's not easy to just go after your entire database anymore. So that's my takeaway.
Hi, my name is Abhishek. I work with an underwear brand called Tailor and Circus. I think this has been highlighted before by some other people here, which is that there is an asymmetric element to this comparison, which basically means you can have one without the other, but you can't really have the other without the one. So it's, for us, what we found that really helps is preloading the concept of retention into the acquisition strategy, which is you try and acquire customers that you know you're going to retain over customers that you're not sure about retaining, which sort of helps in terms of knowing that your lifetime value is more accurate and your repeat purchases are more predictable to some sense. That's been one. Second, I think for us has always been making promises that we don't break, or more important than saying what you do or talking about every aspect that you do is to ensure that you don't talk about things that you're not going to do and your product's not going to perform, or making claims about things that your product is not going to live up to just to acquire a customer. That level of predictability in terms of that expectation and experience ensures that your customer is more likely to come back to your brand, because trust, we found at least, is the most important aspect when it comes to retention.
So what I heard was you need to have a great product. A good product will automatically drive a certain degree of repeat sale. And beyond that, you do need to ensure you nudge the customers with some coupons, offers, some reminder that this will expire at this time, to hope that some of them will repurchase. But in any case, a sizable number of them, so 25% of them may repurchase without your nudge. You may get 5-10% delta if you do those nudges, right? So probably, but what about the other part? How do you guys do any investment in knowing, are your customers happy? I know many of you are too small to do an NPS, but looking at the reviews, figuring out, are your customers actually happy with your product, and trying to tweak your product, figuring out, can I at least ensure what I'm selling, my customer, by and large, 80% of them are quite happy with my products. How do you approach that? Any of you could answer that. Sure.
So at Plix, one thing we've done, we sell a lot of health supplements, and health supplements, am I audible? Yeah. Health supplements come with a lot of claims. So our top selling product is a product called apple cider vinegar. It comes in a very tasty, effervescent, fizzy format. And a lot of customers have this expectation that if they consume our product, it's a magic pill. That if you consume Plix ACV, you're going to lose weight. And people expect rapid weight loss with our products. What we did is we started inserting cards with our product. And the first disclaimer in bold is, this is not a magic pill. So all of a sudden, we're recalibrating the expectations that customers have with consuming our products. We follow that up with a lot of ancillary content. We offer free diet plans. We offer fitness regimes. We offer everything and anything possible for that customer to potentially hit their targets. And for us, that's very important, because recalibrating the expectation after selling them, like selling is a different game, different team, different, it's a very aggressive process, right? You'll see that a lot of brands are offering discounts, offering a lot of, pretty much selling the moon, right? And then retention and product team are always trying to recalibrate that. And I think it's very important that you recalibrate that while you're delivering the experience physically, matching the expectations that the customer has straight hand, understanding the concerns from the customer service, what are the high frequency concerns that customers have, and addressing those straight up at the time of receipt, so that customers don't go to the extent of emailing customer service, because that's always a very negative experience for a customer. So as much as you can answer beforehand at the time of delivery, I think that helps the customer journey, helps them recalibrate what the expectations are from the product, and I think that ultimately leads to higher NPS and higher customer satisfaction in that.
So Ashwini, you are in fashion, which of course has very high return rate, and different companies would see 30%, 40% type of return. Now, do you feel you invest enough in understanding what is driving those returns? Can I reduce those returns by 5%? Is that a much better use of your investment versus investing more in CAC, investing more in marketing? Is that something you think about, or do you think that's a better usage of money, if you will?
So what happened, I wasn't able to speak about the CAC or retention earlier also. So I would like to start from that. So at Dennison, we have always understood from a very starting, in 2018, we started at D2C first, and after 1.5 years, we stopped selling on a website due to the financial losses we were having due to D2C. And then we again, like 3 months back, we again started in a D2C, and we were like doing a D2C on the marketplaces and all other, right? So what we realized when we were starting it again, so we thought one thing, that it is not about thinking it's a marketplace or we are selling on our website, it's going to build a brand and all. So what we realized, even if you're listed on a marketplace, first thing, it is again displaying thousands of other brands' products. Like over here on our website, it is also similar, because you are promoting a product through Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media channel, or maybe through Google. And there are also again 10,000 products are again displayed. It's again another marketplaces which we need to understand. It is not no way other different from these marketplaces. So we need to get out of this idea that we are selling on a website. The only difference is you feel it, you're getting a phone number or an email ID. This is what we are thinking. But the product, but we need to understand that the customer will be retained up, from the product only at the end of the day. If you like the product, he'll come back to you. He'll not be coming back if he didn't like the product. Whether you have his email ID, whether you have his phone number, right? So we were frugal about it, and we have been a bootstraps. So obviously we always look forward to how we can go for it. We always use marketplace as a channel of acquiring new customers, putting up a lot of stuff into it to again come back to us on our website, putting up a good offers, giving a better pricing on our website than on the marketplaces. So this is how we have seen it. And coming on the part of a return side, like so on that part, we have I think 1.5 years back, we had a certain increment in our returns. Like, so we were like thinking how to go about it and all, whether we increase the prices, whether we think about like to invest more on the products. Like there are a lot of questions like what to do. So we realized that we need to pay more to our vendors in terms of getting it more better quality in terms of stitching, finishing, and then we tried to understand it was again not resolving a problem. Like in earlier, Dhruv Toshiwal talked about the fit. Fit was a major issue. So we introduced the auto fit waist, flex waist, like 2 years back. 3 years back, we introduced 360 stretch trousers, so which is more comfortable, and it automatically started reducing our return rate. It was costing a bit higher in terms of product cost and COGS, but in overall, we didn't increase the prices of our selling price, and that's how we have been managing it. And obviously, there's a good side of it, selling it through with marketplaces in overall sense. They give us a direct review and everything. If you just go on the product, you see a lot of reviews out there, and you understand where is the problem with the product and what is happening. Even on our website, it is there, but again, it costs us high. So through our website, we are going to grow gradually, but it will take time. But with marketplaces and their support, I'm sure you can do wonders. So I see it as a 360 approach. You need to make business at the end of the day.
Harsh, in your case, you have a sizable offline business with stores, employees, all of that cost coming in. So as you think about marketing investment, how do you decide between digital, online versus the offline marketing?
I think it's a combination of both. What we do is through our social media, we put out ads, of course, and that gets us walking into our stores. Plus, what we do is we keep on launching newer and newer stuff for people to come into the store and explore different designs, For example, what we've done is we've launched India's first virtual footwear customizer, wherein people can walk into a store and customize their footwear on a touch screen. So people come to our stores just to experience this. So I think once you start doing all of this, your marketing spend drastically reduces, because people just know these guys are doing something new. So let's just walk into the stores, and that is how our website sales have also gone up very well, because our customizer is on our website as well. So people like recommend, for example, if I am buying from Chappers, I tell a friend of mine ki yaar udhar jaake dekh, this is something cool, let's try it out.
Any of you has had positive experience with referral programs or loyalty programs? We'll talk about it. I don't know, Abhishek, any of the two Abhisheks? Elango.
A referral program is something we're working on right now. For a long time, we were relying on word of mouth being its own referral program without building any reward into it as such. For us, the referral program, I mean, that aspect really comes from a community, which we've consistently tried to encourage and to nurture and to give them an opportunity to interact with, because the value of the community itself goes up as the members become more or display a high level of engagement with the community. So because we sell maternity products separately as a category, which is maternity bras and underwear, and we have a regular offering, which is a non-maternity category, we found that building that as a community, especially maternity, we've had great success in terms of just encouraging people to talk about the product without really having to incentivize them for it in any way, but just giving them that safe space for moms to interact with other moms and providing that platform. That we found has had almost possibly as much value as actually having a reward-based system that where you're paying people to talk about your product.
I would also like to add on here. For us, referral program didn't work very well because when we enter into this industry, the people were not talking about their inner wear. But what unique thing we found out, or I will say, it is not a very big thing, but yeah, for us it was very big thing. People started giving us a feedback. We took it as referral. That like majority of our clients are metro city clients. So we receive the mail like that. Okay, I'm working in software engineer and all this blah blah, and my hometown is somewhere in the MP or Rajasthan. But I like your product. I want to refer this to my mother also. But the main problem is that the colors what you are having is little for young and all that. So this give us inspiration to make something for not just a bra, but a bra which a daughter can refer to her mom, because she knows that what the pain points is going through right now with the existing brands or whatever the reason. I'm not saying for everyone, but many of them are there. So they want the same comfort their mother should also feel. So for us, referral, by mouth of word, we got lot of sale, we got lot of accolades from the customer. Yes, obviously, like in maternity, we are doing pretty good. So in maternity also, we receive lot of comment, and this comment help us to get more customers. So I can't say directly referral, but through the comment feedback, we are able to involve more thing in our production line also, plus more customers.
Okay, I'll open it up for any questions from the audience. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Ashish. I wanted to ask you a question. We are talking about innovation since morning. How does innovation play a role in terms of retention of the customer? While I see a lot of D2C startup has a strategy that you go on increasing your catalog, go on doing a lot of innovations, which brings in a lot of retention. I would want you guys to give some ideas on, how does that work, or maybe how that strategy is a failure or a success. So this is something which I would want to hear about.
I think in terms of innovation itself, some aspects of that retention strategy needs to involve things like first contact resolution, innovating in that space in terms of ensuring that your customer only has to interact once to get their complaint resolved, or to look at things like the customer effort score in terms of the average handle time. So I think those are the areas that really you need to innovate on, rather than the marketing and the advertising and the product aspect of retain a customer, which helps to kind of them to have a good perception about this company and even if they like your product, sometimes people don't want to come back to a brand that they have had a bad service experience with. So I think that's really where the innovation has to be focused on.
Yeah. So I have another thought process also on this. So adding to him, I've studied, like when I was in MBA, I studied a concept of sense of association. So I was doing a case study on luxury brand lingeries. So whenever we talk about these luxury brands, we talk about a sense of association and all. Whenever you're wearing a Rado or any other big brand, LV and all, though you have this, I'm having this brand with me, right? I'm carrying and I possess this thing. So this is all about, I think, a Gen Z or millennials look forward to it. Whenever you're going, you may be wearing any brand, but always you wanted to have a luxury watch in your hand because it gives an impression. So this is what is happening in today's world if we talk about digital, social media and everywhere around. So this is another way, like we thought about getting into sustainability, because when we see all around people are talking about sustainability and thought processes were going on, and it was aligning with our brand basically, because we are into slow fashion and sustainability is one of that part of it, right? So we brought sustainability into our brand 2.5 years back, and that is the point. So what happened is people started buying our products, started tagging us on it because they wanted to show that association that we are also environmentally friendly and all. So now they have also created a badge for themselves publicly. So after a while also they will come back and it will also serve you as an attention. And obviously when you're buying a white shirt, right, there are maybe thousands of products available on online market. Why would someone will buy a Dennison product? We just added one functionality to it, that is anti-stain. My product is simple white shirt, but gives you anti-stain. It will not give you any stains on it, right? So, and I didn't ask, like I'm selling it for 800 rupees, that's it. And even if you go for a 100% cotton and other brands on D2C, they'll be charging 1500, 1200, and I'm selling it for 800 and anti-stain. Why would someone will not buy? Why would my CAC will increase? Why would I have to spend on retention? So that's how we work. If your fundamentals are clear, you'll have it. Innovation is just simple. You just have to understand the basics. You don't have to go and get into the complexities.
Thank you.
Hi guys, so I'm a small business and this is a super important question because I'm trying to figure this out for the last couple of months. What should I be spending upon more? What is better for my business? One loyal customer who will purchase from me again and again, or acquiring say 5 to 10 new customers every month on month? What is a better scenario for a small bootstrap business that's just trying to disrupt the market?
What category do you operate in?
Currently FMCG coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about your brand. I don't even know your brand name, but let me try to answer this. I think you should focus on new customers. Figure out where you can maximize your ROI and multiply that, because the larger the scale you operate with, the more you can do. I think loyal customers probably at your scale, you probably wouldn't have to spend too much money to acquire, but given that it's coffee, it's an FMCG product, you are consuming it high frequency, but you may not consume it for the rest of your life, or may not consume it every single, you may have a habit change, you may have a brand change, right, as a customer. Try to find as many customers as you can at the lowest possible cost. Word of mouth and all of these other levers in marketing will have a ripple and will provide incremental, but there's always a cap. Like you can never break the boundaries when you're small, doing things like word of mouth or DMing, etc. Try to figure out how to multiply. And I think by multiplying, use channels like Instagram marketing, Facebook marketing, wherever there's a direct correlation with spend on sale. Start with smaller budgets, but try to break into newer audiences, because that'll give you more insights. It may give you a new idea of what new innovation to launch. It will also help you develop PMF faster. And I think developing PMF is key to scale. You can spend a lot of time on launching new products, which you may think your existing customers may buy, but at scale, none of that really works. Like you have to continuously develop PMF for a product to scale. And that's my thought. Like just try to multiply as fast as you can.
I would like to add here, I'd like to give you very simple advice on this. As you said, like you are new to this business. Initially, on one side, you should concentrate on the acquisition by doing the social media marketing and any other marketing, plus the regional marketing also in the city where you are, your nearby area. When you dispatch the order, there the part of the retention should be there with your acquisition of the customer itself. You should add few notes, so you should add a few forms for the feedback, joining of your Instagram page, or giving them some goodies with that one. So So that will help you slowly and slowly, as you are saying, you are bootstrapped also. So I can understand you will not be able to acquire more customer month on month, but yeah, you should have a target of at least increase of 5 to 10% month on month for the acquisition of customer.
So I've had a similar journey. I used to sell Kolhapuris in gunny bags and roam around in the market. So I've faced similar issues. I think one thing you should definitely learn is that never make a loss on acquiring a customer. Because, are we up? Because that just means your losses will increase as you acquire customers. So as long as you acquire a customer profitably, that's the best customer acquired ever.
The interesting part I find with this panel is everyone, and in general with D2C brands, everyone is running a profitable business. No one is splurging on CAC higher than your contribution margin and so forth. And it's not so hard to do unless you really feel you're going to go IPO next year and you want to just show a massive spike out there. So it's, one can always decide what trajectory you want to take. But by and large, I think good guidance is let's do business profitably. That's what the business is there for. But no, we have time for a couple of more questions. We don't? Come on, we started 20 minutes late. But if there is a question, I mean, we can take one, but looks. Yeah. If there is any.
Hi guys. So often the products having multiple variations, be it the clothes or shoes, will have higher return rates than products having no variations. So my question is how to manage the inventory turns for products having multiple variations?
I think what we do is we've applied technology for the same. So we've used AR through which a customer can judge a size based on a photograph. And that is how we've reduced our returns drastically. We've also developed a software, like I said earlier, which shows you the footwear exactly how it will look, including the leather texture, the buckles, the accessories, everything. So the customer can see on the screen exactly how his footwear will look in his feet. So I think that has worked really well for us.
All right. So thank you. You've all been wonderful audience and a wonderful panel. And I hope it was interesting for you. And I definitely always enjoy talking to profitable businesses. I must confess I have a bias towards them. So thank you again.